Hello, beautiful warriors. Happy Monday. Happy 8th day of January. I'm so excited to have you join me today. Hey, TLC Sweet. Hi, Miss Janice. Hello, hello. Happy New Year. Chime in. Let me know where you are dialing from. Would love to hear from you. Hi, Daniela. Hi, Sean. Hi, Janelle. My voice is going. I don't know why. Hopefully I'm not getting the cold. And my makeshift Instagram on my tablet is giving me a little bit of problems, but it will all work out. So I hope you beautiful warriors have started off the year with a bang. And when I say a bang, hi, Vigor Lifestyle. Oceanam is from St. Lucia. Hi. When I say a bang, again, I always say it's one step, one breath, and one day at a time. So wherever you are in your goal setting process, whether you've started, whether you haven't, it's all good. The key is that you're aware of your season and where you are and what matters to you the most. As long as you are focused on that, that is all that matters. I don't want to take up a lot of your time tonight. I really wanted to just chat with you and check in on some of the science behind. Hi, Miss Janice. Miss Janice is joining us from Connecticut, USA. Some of the science behind goal setting, and just sharing with you quickly 7 tips on how you can stay on track with your goal for 2018. Miss Nashad, I love this planner. I love you too. Mwah. Thank you. Hi, hey, Julie Laporte. Thanks for joining. How are you? Happy Monday. It's very snowy. It was very snowy up here in Canada as well. Hey, Caroline, how are you? I miss you. I know. Since we haven't had Goddess Circle, I haven't seen you for a bit. Yeah, so today was a day end for me doing some work on the Beautiful Warriors Leadership Academy. I'm just going to give you a recap. We are still shipping out a few planners from our last round of sales we had, the final one. Yes, Bal, we are sold out. We do not have any more online being sold. Right now, we're just fulfilling the last set of orders that came out. TLC Sweet said that this planner was my best Christmas gift. And I'm so happy to hear that because this planner is about you. Think of it as your assistant planner, as your personal assistant. Think of it as an extra CEO, the prefrontal cortex, your extra CEO of your brain. Think of it as that person that will help you think when you cannot think for yourself. But also think of it as that person who'll give you clarity and who'll keep you focused on what matters to you the most, because it is meant not to add work to your life, but it's meant to add value to your life as well. So use it as an accessory to help you live and lead your best life. But most importantly, use it as a means to use your brain better. And smarter as well. So I will go into tonight's presentation. Again, one of the key things about goal setting is how easy we can get overwhelmed, because sometimes we start off the year thinking that we have to set those big, hairy, audacious goals. Hey, Strict Chalk, thank you. Strict Chalk said, I need one of the planners last year to help me. Yes, it is. We sold out much sooner than we expected, which is good. We are not reprinting, unfortunately, but hopefully next year, well, this year, getting a little bit earlier, but we're really hoping to see how we can add some more for next year. So, yeah, so tonight I just really want to talk to you about, hi Living Well, thank you. Hi Kev Digital, thank you for joining. And if you haven't ordered your 365 daily affirmations, that is back in the shop. So please head over. I know my makeshift camera is just trying to give me problems. Please head over to the link in my profile, and you can order your 365 daily affirmation. Hi Neva, hi Miss Neva, happy New Year. I miss you guys. Miss Neva is part of my Caribbean mentees. Can't wait to reconnect with all of you. Like I said before, I've been having technology challenges from my Instagram not working well as it should. I've unplugged it, replugged it. Deleted it and reinstalled it. My phone, I have to take it in. My WhatsApp is not working on my phone. I now have just a basic phone with just text and calling. But that's not why you're here. Tonight, I'm so thankful that you decided to join me. Tonight, we'll be talking about 7 science-based tips on how to achieve your 2018 goals. And I wanted to share with you some very interesting facts, or science, I should say, around some of the myths or the pitfalls around goal setting, because too often when things don't work out, we tend to blame ourselves and we go into that negative self-talk, which doesn't serve us. A lot of us end up falling in what we call the goals pitfall, because we think that we're either doing something wrong and we forget that we are just human beings and we are wired a certain way. Our brain, we have mental maps that is based on our belief system and our behaviors from the past, and this is what drives our everyday behavior, drives our action. So understanding yourself, and the plan is a great tool to do that for you. It's a tool for you to understand you better. Again, if you honor your commitments to yourself and you use the planner as your assistant, as your personal assistant, like I said, as an extra CEO of your brain, because we will forget the things that we write. We have over 70,000 thoughts that go through our heads every single day, our minds, every single day. Yes, I love that. One says that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Exactly. We are energy. We are energy, and thought becomes things. It's extremely important for us to remember to extend compassion to ourselves during the process. So tonight I'll talk a little bit about that, and also how you can use the planner as a life tool. It is a holistic life tool, and is a tool to help you to chart your best life, but most importantly, to stay focused on what matters to you the most. Yes, ANC job, it's 70,000 thoughts a day. And 90 to 99% of those are repetitive. And because the brain is skewed towards negativity bias, it means that most of the thoughts that we are thinking, it is coming from it's negative. It's based on negative emotions and negative thinking. So the plan is a way for you to design your life based on what you want for your life. Love you 20 says she's still waiting to receive her planner. Please send us an email. We have mailed out everything. If something is stuck in the mail or wrong, we will take a look at it and make sure that you get your planners. So we're going to start off with the very first. Let me just pull up one of my favorite quotes. Let me flip to see if you can see my screen. Let's see. Can you see my screen? Okay, perfect. You can see my screen. Okay, awesome. If you chose local pickup, yes, you can go to the cafe. I'm actually going to drop by the cafe to drop off some planners tomorrow for those of you who still haven't picked up as yet. Like I said, you think an estimated 70,000 thoughts a day. That's 70,000 opportunities to program positive beliefs about yourself. So this is the potential that you have in terms of creating a life that you want and pursuing your life dreams. Think of the success planner, like I said, as your accessory, the best accessory in your closet. It can help you with self-awareness, to be more aware of your thoughts, more aware of your actions, more aware of your behavior and your patterns, because the whole cycle of our potential is based on our beliefs. Beliefs drives our actions, it drives behavior, and the cycle just continues. So if we are not conscious of our activity or our behavior or the things that we pay attention to, we will keep on repeating the same mistakes over and over again. And this is why it's very important to do a review at the end of, not every year, but also do a review at the end of every week. Check in with yourself. What were some of the good things I accomplished? What were some of the opportunities for improvement? And what can I do better every day? Basically, it's, again, one day at a time, one breath at a time, and a better you in 365 days. Just do better than you did the previous day. Why is it important to set goals? Basically, goals, it's a tool to help you to make the very most of your life. As much as for some of us, I've heard some people say that I don't set goals. I have everything in my head. I don't write things down. When you keep everything in your head, you are actually setting yourself up for what I call mediocrity. Because 70,000 thoughts going through your head, it means that because our brains are skewed towards the negativity bias, a lot of the thoughts or the emotions that will be repeated will be either based on the past, it will be based on things that you have actually gone through or things you have done, and not necessarily on your future. Writing the things that you want to accomplish, it helps you to stay focused on that path, and it helps you to get clarity of what matters to you the most, because we have input from so many different sources that are external to ourselves. It is very easy for us to get not just distracted, but for us to focus on what other people are doing or other people are saying. I always say, if you don't have an agenda for your life, if you don't have a mission statement for your life, if you don't have a purpose statement for your life, then it means that you will be working on other people's agenda. Okay, so goal clarity. I came across this fascinating research by Dr. Jeff. What is his last name? Oops, where's my notes? And he talks about the first step for goal clarity is setting the right goals. And by the right goals, he said that the goals should be relevant. And what I love about this acronym is that it steps away from SMART goals. Setting a SMART goal, it needs to be specific and it needs to be, measurable. And this was good. And I think this really did serve a lot of us in the past. But what I love about Dr. Jeff Spencer's right acronym is that it's a little bit more holistic. It takes into your soul into consideration. It takes a look at R for relevant. Is this goal relevant? And I would also add, is it relatable to my current season? Because sometimes a lot of us believe that we need to be setting some huge goal, do a total 360 on our lives, on our homes, on our closet, when sometimes all you need, your soul is asking for, is maybe peace and quiet, or maybe reconnecting to your authentic self, or maybe it's taking a look at, what do you really want? What really matters to you this year? What makes you happy? So it's extremely important to ensure that the goals that you're setting, they're relevant to you, they're relevant based on your values. Make sure that your values are current and they're up to date. And most importantly, is it relatable for the season that you are in? And I stands for indicators. What are some of the indicators that will let you know, or that will give you information on the fact that you are on the right path? Because sometimes setting goals, and if you don't have an indicator of what success will look like, it means that you will be taking any old road to get to the end of your journey. And when we do that, we end up paying attention to what other people are doing than what we are doing. And sometimes we can misconstrue success, other people's success, or we might feel like we're not doing something right. Or in some cases, we feel like we are not accomplishing our goals because we are so busy looking at what other people are doing, we forget to celebrate our own successes. And when we do that, we end up feeding what I call the imposter syndrome complex. You feel like you're not moving ahead in your life, you lose confidence, and it also affects your self-esteem. Nay said that not many teachers in terms of setting goals for the season we are in, which is what causes the chaos and lack of focus on what matters. It's very true. Yes, great point. And please feel free to add your comments and add your thoughts below. A lot of the answers lie with you as well, beautiful warriors. You're brilliant, you're bold, you're smart, and I know that you have the answer you seek for what's next. So I really want you to think about what are the indicators, your indicators of success. And it's extremely important when you're setting your indicators for success that you're not focused on what other people are doing. You're not focused on what success looks like for another person. A chapter in my book will look very different from a chapter in somebody else's book, or a paragraph in somebody else's book. So being clear on what matters to you, what success looks like for you, is extremely important. So G stands for gravity. And Dr. Spencer talks about your goal should have a certain pull to it. It should gravitate towards you, and you should gravitate towards you. So there should be, I call it the seductive dance. Your goal should be something that you are excited about, because life will happen. And again, going back to the whole little reminder that we are human beings, and we will fail, and we will not always wake up every morning gung-ho ready to go after our goals, right? It's important to have a goal that even if you take a break and there's one day you're like, I really don't feel like working, quote unquote, on my goals, there is still that pull towards your goal. And by that I mean, even if you're sitting in bed and you decided, I'm just going to call it today, or I'm not going to work on anything, I'm not turning on my computer, you can still visualize your goals. I find sometimes a lot of us have this, I call it the Bay Street mindset, because that was my part of my problem, was that I feel like I needed to be at my computer working, or I need to be moving, I need to be somewhere, I need to be, making a call or sending an email for me to be, quote unquote, working. Visualization and taking time for you to rest your brain and rest your soul, and for you to just get some quiet in your life, beautiful warriors, is also working. So a huge part of that is to redefine what it means to work, because being is working. And by that I mean you're giving yourself, your soul, time to expand. You're giving your soul time to breathe. You're giving it time for it to actually get comfortable and feel, and your visualization or the manifestation of your goal coming through. I always say it's very difficult for you to change your clothes if you're always on the treadmill. So we have to get off. We have to get off of always doing, so that we can be, so that we can attract and manifest our goals even faster. So height, again, it needs to have some height. It should make you stretch. Your goal should stretch you. I always say, if you're not uncomfortable, if there isn't a tad of discomfort, it means that you have set your goals too low, or they're too small. And when we set goals that are too small, yes, Miss Nash, you hit it right on the head. It's not about working hard, it's about working smart. And when we set goals that are too low, or that are not that isn't tapping into what I call your higher brain, guess what? We are not motivated. It demotivates us, and it actually takes us off the path of actually achieving that goal. So it's extremely important that your goal stretches you as well. Like, you kind of have to get out there and script those knees a little bit, and you're going to jump for it, and you'll fall a little bit, and that's okay. But again, if you set the goals for the season that you're in, it will also stretch you as well. Because, for example, by that I mean, if you're in a season of rest and pause, and you're still trying to hustle, and your default mode is that Bay Street mindset, or that mindset of doing, and that mindset of, well, if I didn't sweat for it, it means that I'm not worthy of receiving it. If you're of that mindset, setting a goal for you to pause and be quiet, and for you to work on reconnecting to your authentic voice and authentic self, is going to be a goal that will stretch you as well, because that is not your default. So you're actually training your brain, and you're training your behavior and your actions to do something that is the opposite of what you're usually doing. Let me know if that makes sense, beautiful warriors, if you understand that. And the other thing is that time. You have to clarify how much time it is going to take you to actually achieve that goal. And that's why we love working in 30, 60, 90 minute spurts. And at the end of every quarter, actually you have monthly check-ins in the planner. Every month there is an opportunity for you to just take a look and see, am I on the right path? Am I actually aligned with my goals, or where have I gone off course? So it's extremely important to do the regular check-in, just to make sure that you're still on the right path, just to make sure that you're still in alignment with the things that matter to you the most. And the quarterly goals is another opportunity for you to press that reset button and to make sure that you're still working on the things that matter to you. So in terms of time, how much time will it take me to achieve that goal? So breaking down your goals even more. I always say you can start with the cake, but always take it down to the macaroon size. So make sure that it's bite size, it's chunkable. It's something that you can put in your weekly column in your planner. Right? So as you know, in your planner, we go from the yearly, then we go to the quarterly, and then we also break it down further to your monthly goals. And again, this is a process called chunking. If you go to the beginning of your planner, you will see the science behind this and why it works and why our brain loves it. The other thing about T I will mention, beautiful warriors, is that it might be the right goal, but is it the right time for that goal. And staff optimization, again, extremely great point, beautiful words. Please read the comments as well as you listen to me, because you are dropping some gems right now. We need to totally understand where we are and be honest with ourselves. And that's actually one of the golden rule that Dr. Jeff Spencer talks about. He says that goal clarity starts with you being honest with yourself and asking yourself, is this the right goal for me? It's not about pretty flowers, and it's not about trying to put something on Instagram, that's worthy or that's in alignment with what everybody else is posting. It's about being honest with yourself and honoring your truth. So the other T in time, like I said, it might be the right goal, but is it the right time for that goal? It doesn't mean it's not a goal for you. And if you go back to your success planner, you will see that we have quarters, beautiful warriors. It's not about trying to eat an elephant at the beginning of the year. It's about breaking it down into chunks and ensuring that you section it off and identify what season you're in. What is your talent, your soul, the opportunity in front of you is giving you, or it's telling you? And sometimes, like I said, that can come from a negative experience. There might be something in your life from maybe your goal this quarter is about really having an impact in your community. There might be something that's happening right now in your community. All of us heard that message from Oprah last night. Some of us cried. Some of us got goosebumps. Some of us are still getting life from that, right? Time is up. If your goal has to do with something where you're like, time is up, why haven't, something changed about when we look at sexual violence against women and children, or when we look at homelessness, or when we look at youth being on the street, or people who are incarcerated and not getting jobs. If you have a calling to do something about that, and this is your right season to do it, then this is your right season to do it. It doesn't matter if everybody else is working on starting a new business or, going on that vacation. If your season is for you to focus on your community or your social responsibility pillar, honor that, because this is where you will have the biggest impact, but most importantly, you will be in alignment with what matters to you the most. So then we have a lot to cover. So I'm going to really run through. Again, the benefits of goals is a big part of our lives. It keeps us focused on what matters the most. Like I said, just some samples of goals that we can set. Goals can determine direction. It can increase motivation, build self-efficacy, and also it can enhance focus. As I mentioned before, goals can be counterproductive as well, because an excessive focus on your goals can have a paradoxical effect, meaning that rather than getting closer to the goal, we find ourselves moving away from it, because sometimes your goals can be overwhelming, or there is just way too much focus on those goals. A lot of attention on our goals means that we spend a lot of time in our heads. Hence the reason it is important to write it down. We talk about the 70,000 thoughts a day. It is an opportunity. It is 70,000 opportunities for you to program positive beliefs about yourself, for you to set intentions, for you to bring your dreams into reality. So that's one of the very effective way for you to get out of your head. So when we look at fear and worry when it comes to goal setting, here are some neural positive thoughts. What is on my to-do list? If I can manage to do X, I can do Y. This is a great way to set yourself up for success. Another one is, when shall I finish X? Because again, you're prepping yourself for that positive end result or that positive end outcome as well. Some of the negative thoughts or pitfalls to look out for. What if I don't succeed? I am not sure if everything will work out fine. I cannot permit myself to fail. And a lot of that goes back to what we call thinking traps. So part of this, and if you notice, beautiful warriors, we added in your end of month section a what I struggled with section. Do not be shy. Do not be afraid. And you can also write as well on the notebook as well. Do not be afraid to write what you struggled with. If you struggled with some of those negative thoughts that are on here, it's okay. Remember, your brain is skewed towards the negativity bias. And you will hear me repeating this a lot, because a lot of us tend to blame ourselves for not getting it right. And we spiral even further into the negative self-talk, which takes us further away from our goals and also increases our stress and our anxiety. So it's extremely important to write what you struggled with, because then what that will do is that this will help you to identify your thinking traps, meaning when X happens, where do I automatically go? Why is that tip playing? Which gives us an opportunity to increase our self-awareness around that particular thinking trap and some of the tapes that we play, because the minute you can identify it, then we can change it. I will definitely be doing something on thinking traps, so stay tuned for that. And again, another pitfall is many goals are set because we believe that achieving them will make us happy, which it could be further from the truth. Okay, so a little bit on brain mastery, because you know how everything we do, this planet is set on the neuroscience of how the brain works and positive psychology. Again, there are more connection than the stars in the universe. Hence the reason why you can have over 70,000 thoughts a day running through your head. And again, there's even research that says that it's more than that. Brain cell activation is called action potential. Brain cells that fire together wires together. So again, this shows you, beautiful warriors, how powerful you are. And I want you to remember this and write this down. If you have the ability to think negative thoughts, you also have the ability to think positive thoughts about yourself as well. If you have the ability to think negative thoughts, again, remember, you also have the opportunity for you to think positive thoughts. The brain is plastic, and it can be changed through our thoughts, our behaviors, and the foods we eat, the things we focus on, the things we pay attention to. All of this can program. So that is why I call you superheroes. Anybody with a success planner, you will be going against the grain, and your brain will be saying, I don't know this new process you're trying to make me do right now. It's stressing me out. It is not my new normal. My new normal is either sitting in front of the television watching TV or doing what I usually do, talking to my girlfriends on the phone. And now you want me to spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day going through this plan and writing things down. So it will feel very uncomfortable, right? But your brain is plastic, and always remember that. So if you're using the principles in the success planner, you're accessing what I call your higher brain. I'm sure some of you have seen the research that says that we use only 10% of our brain. There is an opportunity for you to use more of your brain, but it requires effort from you, and the planner is designed to help you do that. We all have what we call the primal brain, which is it uses the same circuitry from prehistoric times our ancestors used: fight, flight, eat, or be eaten. And hence, this is the reason why our brains are always going back to our negativity bias. Yes, Daniela, it is so worth it when we spend that time, because what you end up doing, like I said, beautiful warriors, you are activating your personal assistant, and you are giving yourself an extra CEO. Your prefrontal cortex, which is where we do all our analytical thinking, where we do all our planning. And also, this is where we have our empathy as well. And when we store all the thoughts on them, we try to do everything in our minds, and we don't write things down, we slow down our prefrontal cortex. And that part of our brain takes up a lot of energy. That's why for some of us, we feel so mentally exhausted sometimes and physically exhausted, because when you don't use your brain wisely by making use of writing things down and closing down certain windows on your computer if you're not using it, and not multitasking, we actually set ourselves backward. So mental maps are how our neurons are wired together to form our beliefs, our habits, and our behaviors. And I want you to really remember that. So your mental map is how you form your beliefs, your habits, and your behaviors. So it drives your behaviors. So that means you have an opportunity for you to create new mental maps, that will help you to accomplish the goals that you have written down in your planner. Hence the reason why we have the manifestation center, where you get to put your why and you get to actually revisit it, because if your belief system in the past says that, well, Carlin is not worthy of, going after this goal of, I don't know, like starting her own business or asking for a promotion at work. If my old belief was based on that, if I just set a goal without challenging that old belief, I will fail, and I will go back to my old habits and my old ways. But you have the opportunity for you to rewire your brain. So when you use your manifestation every month, and Napoleon Hill talks about that in Think and Grow Rich, when you write your why and you write your goal for the month, Napoleon Hill talks about reviewing that goal every single day and every night before you go to bed. When we review it every night before we go to bed, beautiful warriors, and you don't have to, once you set up this for the month, you don't have to do it again. All you have to do is continue to program it into your mind, because when your goals are out of sight, it is out of mind. When you have your goals in multiple notebooks, this is when you set yourself up for failure. But if you have it in one book, if you have this one book and you have it by your bedside, all you have to do every night before you go to bed is glance at it, because here's another very interesting fact. Your brain does not go to sleep when you go to sleep. It continues working. So you have tons of those little minions, for those of you who have seen Despicable Me. When we go to bed, tons of little minions in our brain, they get to work and they go and they connect, they make connections. So they connect neurons to each other. And that's why for some of us, when you wake up in the morning, you wake up with an aha moment. Hi, Tamika. Thank you for joining. Tamika say, what is an example of my why? So for example, my bold goal for January is for me to be of service to you, beautiful warriors, and launch the Beautiful Warriors Leadership Academy, and to launch the Success by Design workshop, online e-course. What is my why? My why is my bigger purpose. My why is the reason I do what I do. And my why is to serve every success planner superheroes with the tools, support, and community so that they can rise to their full potential. I want you to understand your brain better so that you know that a lot of the challenges, the mental blocks, the emotional blocks that will come up, there's nothing wrong with you, and it's not your fault. It's understanding how we are wired and the science behind our behavior so that we can be more strategic, and we can choose the right tools based on where we are in our lives. I don't know if that makes sense. Tamika, did I answer your question for your why? So your why is tied to your bigger picture, your bigger goal. If it's to leave a legacy behind where your children will run your company, or you'd like to pass that legacy on. If you've created a product, if you've created a service, if you have an idea that you'd like to birth that you believe that the next generation will benefit from, launch it. Do it today. Do it now. If you're in the workplace and you believe that more women of color should be in senior leadership positions, or they should be hired for roles that we don't see a lot of women of color in, mentor another young woman of color who is at another level lower than you. Make sure that they're hired. Pass on their resumes to your boss. There is something that each and every one of us can do in terms of our bigger why and our legacy to ensure that we are making a difference where we are. And like I said, as Auntie Oprah said last night, this is our time. There is a new day on the horizon. And I hope each and every one of you use the success plan. And even if you don't have the success planner, online, the course, the principles will still be available, and you can actually still apply those principles in your life. Now, I really wanted to share this fascinating research with you. We have some questions. No sister talk. Yes, we are planning on having a sister talk this year. We hope to start speaking to some sponsors soon, so we'll keep you posted on that. Kev said, do we keep our goals to ourselves and share them with our friends and family? That's actually one of the tips that I have in terms of how to stay on track with achieving your goals. You should share your goals with your friends and your family, but I always say, remember, not everyone has the right to hear your story or who have earned the right to hear your goals. Right? So it's extremely important that you use your discernment and you share your goals with people who will want to push you and who will want to, they can give you criticism, they can criticize you or poke some holes in it, but it has to be constructive criticism where they're setting you up to fail forward, and they're not setting you up to fail. They're not giving you feedback, taking you backwards. So it's extremely important that you share it with the right people. So false hope syndrome. This is big, beautiful warriors. I want you to pay attention to this one. False hope syndrome is when someone's resolution is significantly unrealistic and out of alignment with their internal view of themselves. So the reason why a lot of people fail at their goals is that we set a goal, it sounds good, friends are saying, you know what, I feel you should do this, you should start your business, you should write this book, or, you should apply for that job. But we said it, but it's out of alignment with how we see ourselves or the person we know we can become. We do not believe that we are capable of achieving that actual goal. And there is a difference between being brave and afraid, meaning that you set that goal, you're like, whew, I'm afraid, this is taking me outside of my comfort zone, I don't even know how I'm going to do it. But you believe in yourself and you believe that you are capable of achieving that goal. There is a difference, right? So that one means that you do not even believe in yourself enough to set that goal, and you do that. So this is where the false hope syndrome comes in. And this is why in the review and planning workbook, I created the alignment toolkit for you, beautiful warriors, so that you can get in alignment with your goals and with yourself, so that you can pay attention to your behavior. Who are you when you're in alignment? Who are you when you're not? And how can we get you back in alignment? I don't want you to be wasting time with a negative self-talk. I don't know how old some of you are online right now, but me turning 41 next month, I know I have some great practice in negative self-talk and playing victim. It took me 30 plus years of practice, and that mental map of how I beat Carlin up, how I tell her she's a failure, that is a solid mental map or a mental pathway that my brain knows really well. It doesn't need any help for me to recall it. It would automatically recall it, right? So the alignment toolkit helps you to be aware of that. What are your thoughts? What are you saying? And then it gives you an opportunity for you to create a new mental map that will allow you to be in alignment with that person who is capable of achieving that big, bold goal. Okay, so we have a question. Yes, Kiribu. Many years, and it never happened because you weren't in alignment with your goal and the goals that you have set for yourself. Erin said, so the monthly goal can be overall and doesn't need to be. Nope, it can be overall, Erin. If you want to just have an overall view and remind yourself of your vision statement that you wrote in the beginning of your planner, you can put that on there. Or if you really want to zero in and focus in, like I said, for me, so for my overall, I have my word for the year that I chose. I am actually still, this year, my first time, beautiful warriors, I'm playing with stickers, so I'm still not done yet for my vision wall. I'm getting there. And I have my overall building blocks over here. Whoopsie. I have my overall building blocks for my 5 areas in my goals. But again, and we're going through the 7 science-based tips on how to stay on alignment to achieve your goals. But for January, I had one specific bold goal, that big, what we call the big rocks, that big one that will give you the most momentum. And for me, it was the Beautiful Warriors Leadership Academy, because then I can put all the courses and some of the lives that I do with you, beautiful warriors. I have worksheets and I have workbooks, but sometimes even I was looking at my Linktree and I'm like, there are way too many things on there. How can I go back to practicing essentialism, which is my word for the year? How can I give you valuable content, but put it in a manner where you can have not the cake, but you can have a slice of cake, or you can have the macaron size version of that to help you with your transformation based on where you are. Yes, and the default button, Erin, let me know if that answers your question. Negative default buttons, your wiring, the negative self-talk. Yes, with awareness, we can change that. And like I said, if you have your alignment toolkit, take a look at it, because that can really help you to change the behavior around that particular self-talk. Okay, so this was it on the 7 tips on the just taking a look at, and the key to consistency. I mentioned that was one of the things that we'll talk about. The key to consistency is to keep going, beautiful warriors, and don't give up. If you missed one day, and this is something, the secret to consistency and being disciplined is actually right here in your success planner. Again, like I said, we have deconstructed the science behind human behavior. We've taken a look at what will it take to change or create a new habit, and you have the tools in your planner. That's why if you find your brain being stretched, if you find yourself being uncomfortable, it means that you're on the right path. So this right here is how you can really track. Again, one of the very first step in changing a behavior or creating a new habit is awareness. That's it right there, awareness. So this right here, you can use your focus sheet to increase your awareness around a particular habit. So for example, even if it is a bad habit and you say that, how much television do I watch? Right? Going back to when we talk about goal clarity and setting the right goal, having that honest conversation with yourself is extremely important. So track your TV habits, or track your eating the cookies habit, or any of the things that are going against the grain for the goal that you are trying to accomplish, put it on here and track it and see, how am I doing? Carlin, how are you doing with this particular thing that you said you want? Your brain will try to judge yourself, but again, with the love and kindness affirmation, and we do have some we'll be adding to the academy for you, practice your love and kindness affirmation as well. So when the negative talk comes, just say, one step at a time, one breath at a time, a better me in 365 days. Right? Come up with a mantra, or come up with a reminder to remind yourself to disrupt or to interrupt the negative self-talk, and use this as a way to track your behavior. But most importantly, you can use this also to track the positive behavior. And again, the reason why we added the 4 mandatory, the water, sleep, the love and kindness affirmation, and the mindful minute breathing. Earlier, you saw I talked about how our brains are plastic, and we can actually change our brain through our thoughts and the things that we do. Those 4 items, the research shows that by doing this, you will cultivate a healthier brain and mind. This will help you. It's like a faster processor for your brain. I don't know if that makes sense. Those 4 things. If you do that, you will be helping your brain. And also it will delay the early onset of Alzheimer's and dementia, which again, beautiful warriors, the research is showing that we women are the highest contenders for those diseases. So it's extremely important that we put ourselves on our to-do list, start by tracking, and also by giving your brain the opportunity to see how far you've come. This also helps activate your reward circuitry, ensuring that, hey, I did it yesterday, I did it today, I'm doing it tomorrow. And even if you miss a day, it's okay. Just remember, you have how many days? 30, 20, 29, 25 more days to practice. So this is where you can increase your consistency. You can track yourself and remind yourself, one day at a time, one breath at a time, a better mean 365 days. And you can also use this to also increase your discipline, because we are disciplined. So part of it is again, going back to your self-talk. Remember that your mind is always eavesdropping on your conversation. So what you say about yourself, and let me just go back quickly to this other slide where we talked about here, right? Your brain is plastic, and it can be changed through your thoughts, your behavior, and the food that you eat. So your brain, your mind is always eavesdropping on what you say about you. So when you're speaking to somebody else about you, the thoughts that you think and the things that you say, if you say, oh, I'm not disciplined, your brain is like, oh, Carlin says she's not disciplined. Okay. So now let me reinforce that behavior of Carlin not being disciplined, or Carlin is not consistent. It will reinforce that behavior of me not being consistent, because your brain is there to serve you. Again, superheroes, your brain is plastic and it can be changed. So I want you to always remember that, and to remember this quote as well. There are 70,000, oops, I'm going the wrong way. There are 70,000 thoughts every single day, and that is 70,000 opportunities for you to program positive beliefs about yourself. So use the fact that your brain or your mind eavesdrops on your conversation and your thoughts, and use it to program. Say, Carlin is fabulous. I am consistent in the things that matter to me. I wake up every day and I will do one thing that will make me a better person. I will speak more kindly to myself every day. I will drink more water every day. I will be kinder to myself every day. Program the thoughts and the things that you want to say about yourself, and the goals that you'd like to set for yourself as well. And your mind will conspire on your behalf to make it happen. So let me take you through the 7 tips of how you can stay connected to your goals. What did I do? Hold on. I think I went out of my PowerPoint presentation. Any questions, beautiful warriors? Please let me know if you're finding this of value, if it is helping you to understand the whole process of goal setting. Again, it's all the reason why I will always bring you the science behind this is because It's a lot of it is about behavior. It's about patterns. It's about habits. And the more you can understand the role your brain plays and your mind plays in the process of everything we do in life, the easier it will become for us to change or enhance those behaviors. Okay, so the first step in achieving your goals or staying on track. Yes, A and C job, the universe will conspire to help us reach our goals. The first one is, and I think I talked about this earlier, is to narrow your focus. Yes, have a bigger picture, a bigger goal for your life. But most importantly, help your brain help you. Your brain doesn't thrive, as a matter of fact, again, like I said earlier, you actually reduce the processing power or units of your prefrontal cortex when you try to do too many things at one time. So narrow your focus and choose to focus on one thing at a time. And again, to ensure that your goals are relevant to what matters the most to you, get crystal clear on your why and choose one goal for the month or the quarter. Tip number 2 is surround yourself with people who are doing. The quickest way to mastery is to find a mentor. And that mentor can be peer-to-peer mentors. One of the things I really love this year with the Success Planner, a lot of you purchased for your friends, purchased in bulk. I remember Marve purchased 8 planners and she gifted it to her friends. And they have a group. I have another beautiful warriors, Denise. They have the group. She's like, we have our WhatsApp group, and our WhatsApp group is popping. We're meeting for brunch next week to go after our goals. The spirit of community will really help you to go further ahead, because we are also social creatures and we're wired for connection. When we try to do things in isolation, we fail. This is when we sink a little bit more into anxiety or in overwhelm and helplessness, which diminishes our ability for us to focus on our goals or the things that matter to us the most. So surround yourself with people who are doing and who are about their goals, who are about improving themselves. The number one person responsible for your goals and your priorities is you, of course. So staying on track will require your commitment. And again, beautiful warriors, we thought about the science of the negativity bias, and that is the reason why in here you can write a commitment statement for yourself, right? What are you committing to? What are you giving yourself permission for? And then the key is, again, before you go to bed, just review it. Again, work smart, not hard. Program your brain and remind your brain of the things that matters to you, because when you go to bed at night, there will be some processing happening in the back, furthering your agenda. Your brain will further your agenda on your behalf while you sleep. Create or join a mastermind group. Again, if you have set the right goals, then you are already looking for or have joined a mastermind or accountability group, because people who set the right goals, who set goals that are relevant, who know what they want, and they're operating in their right season and time, they're about it and they're on it. They're not waiting for anybody to tell them that, you need to do this. They're asking questions. They're reaching out to other people. And a mastermind group is Napoleon Hill. I love his explanation of a mastermind group, and he was a big believer in this as well. It's an alliance of more than one person with the intention to follow through on your plans and your purpose. And the key word here I have to mention is the intention to follow through, leading to results and accountability. So it's not a group where you guys come together and you just talk and you hang out. No. There needs to be some results as well, beautiful warriors, because we want to make sure that you're on track with your goals. Take small steps. Like I said, one step at a time, one day at a time, one breath at a time. Create daily micro commitments and really live the 24-hour lifestyle. Because sometimes when our goals are too big, we suffer from goal fatigue. That's why we break it down for you in the planner. You have a weekly deliverable, then you have daily deliverables. And try living the 24-hour lifestyle, meaning make the most of the 24 hours ahead of you. Identify that one small step you can take and then focus on that. And then guess what? Wake up tomorrow and do the same 24-hour lifestyle again. If we try to make daily amazing 24-hour lifestyles, it means by the end of the year, you would have had accomplished a whole lot more quality versus quantity memories. So create your ideal day. and choose a time on when you will actually focus on that particular action. Track your progress and celebrate the small wins between milestones, having regular check-in. Again, just identifying what was the good for the day, what worked really well, what didn't work well. One of the things I'm learning more and more is that I underestimate, I should say, how long something will take. I have 10 items for the day, and it's like, no, Carlin, you only can do 1 or 2. So I myself am learning that I am not super duper woman. And I'm also focusing more on quality versus quantity. So it's a struggle because I've equated doing with success. So I'm learning to redefine success to focus more on the quality and being as well, making space for expansion and essentialism. So track your progress, celebrate your wins. Again, is also a great way to staying on track with achieving your goals. And again, understand your procrastination habits, right? Your brain will work on your behalf, but it has its own agenda, which is to keep you safe and keep you small, because everything your brain has programmed in its mind right now in terms of your goals and where it wants to go, it's coming from a learned behavior or a learned habit. So it means that all the new things that you have in your planner that you'd like to accomplish, it's news for your brain. That's why every day we have to read it, we have to review it, talking to somebody about it, join a mastermind group. All of this will help you to increase your comfort zone, which also increases your capacity to operate at a higher level of your brain as well. So when you understand our procrastination habits, again, it will help you to identify the essentials. How do you procrastinate? At what point do you procrastinate? Understand your peak hours and your time zones. Even within your 24-hour lifestyle, when are you the most productive? Is it in the morning? Is it in the evening? Is it in the afternoon? Like, I know for me, early in the morning, do not talk to me. I don't want my husband talking to me too much because this is my time where I'm gathering my thoughts and I'm putting things down. So I like quiet time in the morning. When I'm done doing my stuff, then I can have a conversation with you, right? So it's important to understand what your procrastination brain mental map looks like, but also know what emotion certain task evokes, right? Because some task, it's a low energy or low value task. We know we need to do it, but we don't like it. And it drains everything out of us to accomplish it. Which means that the next thing you do after that particular task should not be a big rock or high value item immediately. Take the time to replenish your soul, replenish your energy so that you can get back to operating at a higher capacity or a higher level based on your next task. So again, all of this is about self-management. It's about understanding your footprint, your fingerprint, your emotional print, your mental print, your procrastination habits, who you are as an individual and the person you are becoming, so that you can do a gap analysis and you can take tiny little baby steps to help you to get there. And again, and the final one, beautiful warriors, is set goals that are connected to your values and beliefs and are relevant to who you are becoming. The right goals will make you uncomfortable, like I said. They will stretch you, right? But your future self will thank you for it. And for those of you beautiful warriors, just some examples of some goals, some bold goals, some financial goals that you can set, some family goals, some professional goals, some personal goals, and health, physical and emotional, mental goals as well. And if you're feeling a little bit stuck and the whole, I call it a fresh approach to goal setting, take a look at your relationships, who drains you and who lights you up, or who fills you up with good energy. When you look at your relationship section in your success planner, you can put probably spend more time with the people who are giving you more feel-good energy. Because again, awareness is your superpower. When you're aware of who drains you and who doesn't, then you can create or craft your ideal day based on that. Your energy boosters, what foods, people, music boost your energy and what makes your heart sing. Again, being aware of that, then you can start putting things in your Thrive Wellness Center, right? How do I want to feel and how do I evoke that feeling? What would be my new ritual for that particular thing? What can I do for self-care and fun? This is how you replenish your cup, beautiful warriors. It's very important that you can answer those questions on your behalf so that you can actually fill your cup. What is a fresh attitude? What attitude do you need to work on or you need to improve on? Is it towards yourself? Is it towards your friends, your work, your family, your job, right? And what do you need to release and let go? Again, you can use your focus sheet in the planner to actually track your emotion or your behavior or your thoughts around a particular activity or a particular person or particular situation. Sweep away the dust from under the rug. Going back to setting the right goal and getting goal clarity. What elephants do you need to face? Or what areas in your life do you need to take control of? Again, your habit review your daily actions, the what's hindering you, what's hurting you, or what's moving you forward in your life, or what is getting in the way as well. Again, use this. Again, you've got 12 months. This is month 1. You've got 11 months for you to actually track that particular thing and improve from there. Magic. If you had a magic wand, think big, dream big. What would be different in your life? What would change? Who would you be? Who would you become? Right? And all in the planner. Can find the screens. Oh, this is the focus sheet. Wendy, if you go into your January section, you'll see an exciting. What would make your life more exciting right now? Name one thing. So that is a way for you to actually for you to really use the planner in a different way. When you think about your goals, think about what matters to you in the season you're in right now, beautiful warriors, and understand that every day, just show up, do your best. You have 70,000 thoughts going through your head. It's a mental game. It's a mind game. And the more you become aware of your mental maps and your emotional maps, the more you become aware of those two, then you will have the power and the ability for you to influence yourself, influence your life, influence your behavior, update your belief and your value system so that you can be the very best version of yourself while you're here. That is all I had for you, beautiful warriors. I really hope you got some nuggets from that so that you can continue to be more gentle with yourself, so that you can understand that you can fully understand your worth and who you are becoming. Not Queen, sorry. We are not replenishing the success plan. Unfortunately, we are sold out. Whatever we have left has already been pre-ordered. Unless for some reason somebody said, I don't want my planner, then, we can release it. Cole said, is it possible to get the slide deck? I won't be sharing the slide deck. It will be, some of this information will be in the Beautiful Warrior Leadership Academy. So you will get access to it if you do sign up. So look out for that as well. And I believe we did share a little bit on the... did we share the, if you go over to my Instagram, you will see a sample of the Beautiful Warrior Leadership Academy. That is coming very, very soon. I will be releasing it, so stay tuned for that. We will post the schedule as well. We're all working on getting everything automated and getting everything out there for you, beautiful warriors. I thank you for your time and I thank you for showing up. Remember, you are doing your best, so continue to do your best. Be gentle with you along the way. And remember to tell your brain you are in charge. Be the captain and do not be a slave to your brain. You think an estimated 70,000 thoughts a day. That's 70,000 opportunities to program positive beliefs about yourself. I'm rooting for all of you to win as always, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Review your why statement and your vision statement before you go to bed. Again, that's a great tip for you to set yourself up for success for the following day, okay? Have a great one, beautiful warriors. I believe in you. Good night.